Hi Retro Motors fans, and welcome to episode 7. We're back at the classic motor hub Bibury to take a look at the gorgeous Ferrari Testarossa. The Testarossa sits here today like a timeless instrument, a machine that has inspired popular culture for decades, built not for racing, but to look good and sound like nothing else on the blacktop. At the time of its production, it was the most expensive Ferrari ever made, but the draw of this flagship model meant that it outsold the lower line of Ferraris like the 308 and 328 GTB. The prestige of the car was well known, and owners of the Testarossa describe it as well refined. At high speeds, steering is light and accurate, even without the power steering. The engine responds whenever you need it to, and coupled with the classic gated box, it's a driving experience like no other. A 390 brake horsepower, 4.9 hand-built flat 12 powerhouse, which can propel this work of art to 60 in 5.2 seconds and reach an estimated top speed of 180 miles an hour. More practical than the Countach in the way that you drive it. It might be wider at the rear than at the front, but you actually have the ability to see around you due to the beautiful yet pragmatic design of the late great Sergio Pininfarina. It has a massive presence, and like two heavyweight boxers of the classic era, the Countach Testarossa battle was fought out on the bedroom walls of young and mature adorning fans, and clashing toe-to-toe on the road by a lucky few. Sega based an entire game series on the back end of this car. It was so good looking. I still remember dropping coin after coin into the arcades just to imagine what it would be like to drive such an iconic car. So, from the moment you sit in the Testarossa, you can tell that it's driver focused from racing pedigree. But you are given some luxuries like these gorgeous hand-stitched leather seats, contrasted well with these wine red floor mats here with Testarossa stamped into them in case you forget where you are for a moment. I could imagine myself on a long journey sat here, staring down at these beautiful orange on black digital dials here and the really well positioned gated gearbox just to my left. Like something from a passenger jet, you have your switches above you in the middle here, your fog's heated rear window, and also a movable map reader. Directly underneath the switches above you here in the roof, another array of hand controls from your windows, your heaters and your mirrors here. I haven't got time to learn how all of them work, but I do like these switches in the middle here with a digital readout for where the heat is actually being focused. I think they've missed a trick here as well because the colour arrangement here is like yellow, red and, well, there's another red one here, but if they put it in white there, you'd have the Italian flag. So with all the controls there, it leaves the dash quite free from clutter. What they have done is they've kept the original head unit underneath this hidden panel here, which is a bit of a stretch, but probably the passenger would be controlling that anyway. So underneath the glove box is the little pull wire which you pull down to unlock the glove box. Let's see if I can do that. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Inside the glove box you have what can only be described as the largest vanity mirror in any car that I've ever seen before, regardless of classic or not. So obviously the driver's going to look good because he's driving a Testarossa, but then Ferrari have put this foot-long vanity mirror here so your passenger looks equally as hot. So some say this is one of the most usable Ferraris that they ever made, and keeping along those lines, they've also got this handy little illuminated ashtray here for when you've got enough time to drive one-handed. Even if this wasn't the most well kitted out Ferrari interior ever made, you weren't buying it for that, you were buying it for this. You know what they say about men with big feet? They can't drive a Testarossa. But thankfully I've got Italian sized feet, so everything's working for me pretty well right now. Apparently the yellow Testarossa that they had at the hub had a heavier clutch, but I'm a sucker for red, sexy Italian things. At tick over, they sound fairly tame, but as I wind this out, that's beautiful. Pure Italian craftsmanship. Sounds gorgeous. But anyway, that's enough talk. Let's drive. Wait a minute. Something's wrong. What could it be? That's it. Yeah. If you want to become a producer and help support the show, then head over to our Patreon page now.